Okay, so get ready for this deep dive. We're going to be talking about, well, premium sanitary pads.
You heard right. We're doing a deep dive on DataCare Premium Sanitary Pads. And the thing is, they've got 8 layers of protection. 8 layers. Like, who knew?
8 layers.
Yeah.
Seriously, I got to admit, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, is this a marketing gimmick? But, curiosity got the better of me. I had to find out what's going on with these 8 layers.
Right. Like, what could they possibly need 8 layers for? Turns out there's actually a lot to unpack there.
So let's unpack it. Let's start with the first layer, the one you actually touch. Now, I know everyone's probably thinking all pads are soft, but
Yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you? But it's not just about being soft. This first layer is designed for a really specific kind of comfort. It's made for even the most sensitive skin. Plus, it's designed to absorb super fast, so, you get that dry feeling right away. Less irritation.
the instant comfort, yeah, makes sense. So layer 2, this is where things start to get interesting, right? We're talking about a plant fiber negative ion chip. Did I read that right?
That's right. Sounds kind of high-tech for a pad, right? So this layer is all about odor control, but, not the old school way, not just masking it with perfume or whatever.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
It's actually using negative ions to, neutralize those odor molecules. And on top of that, it helps stop bacteria from growing. So it's a 2-for-1, fresher and more hygienic.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm starting to see why they're making a big deal out of these layers. Now, layers 3 and 5, they're dust-free layers. Honestly, at first glance, I didn't think much of it, but then it hit me like, that's actually really important.
Oh, it's essential, especially when you're talking about something this absorbent. You don't want any dust or anything getting in there. It's all about hygiene,
Yeah.
keeping everything clean, which is, super important during your period.
Totally. So it's not just comfort, it's health, too.
Exactly. It's all connected. It's like this whole deep dive is showing that even the little things, they make a big difference.
Okay, let's talk about layer 4. This is the padding, right? Where the real absorption magic happens.
Absolutely. This layer is all about making sure the fluid is distributed evenly. Basically, it means way better protection against leaks. I think we've all been there, worrying about leaks. This layer is designed to give you peace of mind. You can go about your day, do your thing, and not even have to think about it.
Honestly, that peace of mind, that confidence, it's priceless. Speaking of confidence, layer 6, the breathable, waterproof bottom.
Okay, how can something be both breathable and waterproof?
Right. Sounds kind of impossible, but that breathability is key for comfort. We all know that feeling, right? Hot, sticky, uncomfortable. This layer lets air circulate, but still keeps everything contained.
Right. Makes total sense. Okay, moving on. Layer 7, the adhesive. Now, I thought this was pretty standard, but I'm guessing there's more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, you're right. You got to have a good adhesive to keep everything in place.
And not just, stuck to your underwear. It's got to move with you,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. You got to be able to move, comfortably, confidently. Doesn't matter if you're running around, doing errands at the gym, whatever. You don't want to be thinking about your pad. That secure feeling, it really makes a difference.
Big time. Okay, last but not least, layer 8, individually wrapped. I'll admit, I thought this was kind of extra at first, but then I thought about it, and it's actually really smart for hygiene.
Oh, for sure. It keeps each pad, totally clean, no dust or anything, until you need it. Plus, it's discreet, easy to toss in your bag.
The thing that's really hitting me as we go through these layers, it's like they really thought of everything. It's not just a product, it's a whole experience.
Totally. It's like they took a step back and said, okay, what do women actually need? And they delivered.
Right, like they see us, they hear us, they got us covered,
Mhm.
literally.
And you know what I think is so cool? This level of, innovation in a product that people don't usually think twice about. You don't usually think cutting edge when you think sanitary pad. But here we are. Of all these layers, all this technology.
Exactly.
Well, imagine this, right? It's day 1 of your period, and you're already feeling a little, bloated, a little uncomfortable, and you reach for one of these pads,
Okay.
and instantly you feel a difference.
Okay.
The softness of that top sheet, it's like a gentle hug.
Okay.
You can actually feel the breathability.
Okay.
No more, stuffiness.
Okay.
You go about your day, and you don't have that, nagging worry in the back of your mind about leaks or odors or anything like that.
Okay.
You can wear your favorite clothes, you can work out, you can socialize
Right.
without a second thought.
Freedom.
Exactly. That's the power
Yeah.
of a well-designed period product.
It's about that feeling of confidence and freedom,
Yeah.
even when your body's doing its thing.
Yeah, it's like, you've got enough going on. You don't need to add to it with, like, worry about your pad. Ooh.
Exactly, yeah. And it sounds like DataCare's really trying to address, like, those, like, real everyday concerns that people have
Yeah.
during their periods, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, they're really trying to understand like the needs and challenges of menstruation and create a product that actually provides solutions.
Okay.
Like, it's about time, right? We started demanding more from our period products, and it seems like they're listening.
Okay, so for anyone listening who's been using, like, the same pads for, like, years, what would you say to convince them to give DataCare a try?
Well, I would say think about what your period comfort is worth to you. Well, I would say think about what your period comfort is worth to you.
Yeah.
Because those days when you're, like, already not feeling your best, why not treat yourself to, like, a little extra care?
Right.
It's about, like, recognizing that, your needs matter and, like, investing in yourself and investing in products that make you feel right.
Like prioritize yourself.
Yes, exactly. Like, you deserve to feel your best even when you're not feeling your best.
100%. It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes, exactly.
Like, you got to take care of yourself.
Yes, take care of yourself. And sometimes that means, like, splurging a little bit on those little luxuries that make a difference,
Right. Like, imagine feeling confident and, like, dry and comfortable on, like, even your heaviest day.
Exactly.
Like, that's the dream.
It is. That's the dream.
It is. It's that, like, freedom, that peace of mind.
Totally.
That, like, a premium pad can offer.
Yeah, it's about time we, like, normalize investing in ourselves and our, like, well-being, Period or no period.
100%.
Like, it's important.
Important.
So for anyone listening who's, like, maybe been on a fence about trying a more, like, premium sanitary pad, consider this, like, your permission slip to, like,
prioritize yourself and your comfort. Like,
you deserve it.
You deserve it. But now before we wrap things up, I have to ask. Because we've been, like, really deep diving into the world of DataCare's 8 layers. And it got me thinking, like, all this innovation. It makes me wonder, like, what's next?
Yeah, that's a good question.
For the future of, like, period care.
Right. Where do we go from here?
It sounds like this is just, like, the beginning.
I think so, too.
Of like, a whole...
exciting time.
It's an exciting time to be having this conversation.
It is.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, well, on that note, we'll have to leave it there for today.
Okay.
But hopefully, this deep dive into DataCare's 8 layers of protection has given you a lot to think about. Not just about, like, the products themselves, but about, like, what you value in your own period care.
100%. Like, what matters most to you.
Exactly.
Finding what works for you.
Yes. And never being afraid to, like, demand more from the products that are, like, designed to support us.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.